Hello, everyone, and welcome to Veterans Memorial Stadium, where tonight the Quincy Presidents will play host to the Womps of Braintree High School. My name is Jonathan Caleri, and I want to thank you for joining us for this edition of QATV Sports. It's the Presidents' first home game of the season, and I'm being joined by Noel DeBona up here in the booth. And Noel, last week Quincy High School had a big victory, beating Malden Catholic at Malden Catholic 33-0, and I'm sure they'd love to have another shutout here against Braintree tonight.
Yes, they did a good job on the road in the first game, and they're not taking any teams lightly this year. They definitely can't take Braintree lightly tonight. They played them twice last year. In the first game, they lost 17-16 on the road, and then in the the non-playoff schedule, they ended up playing Braintree again, where they shut them out 21-0. So they came back and played them very well. I think keys of the game obviously is going to be James Lamb, the captain, senior, starting since his sophomore year from the very first game. But Schaff went down a couple of years ago, and he'll be in there at the quarterback position. J.T. Bain, their original wide receiver, is going to be out still with that knee injury, and he won't be back. But we had a receiver last week that stepped in and did a great job. Andrew Cook threw a touchdown pass to him in the game against Malden Catholic. You'll look out for him in the receivers. Also, fullback-wise, Armani Cardoso stepped in as the fullback. During training camp and all preseason, they were working on trying to get a fullback, and they tried all these different players, and Armani plays defense, and they said, let's put him out in fullback, and he had 3 touchdowns last week against Malden Catholic.
Now, please rise. All right, well, we're going to take a pause for a moment to have our national anthem, and we'll come back with a little bit more preview in just 1 second. All right, great job there by the combined forces of North Quincy Marching Band. And Noel, I know you've been a big supporter of the marching band for both schools.
Well, they get that marching band, it's got combined, and we're trying to get some numbers up, trying to compare it to the Brockton High School. They have 200 participants, 200 kids involved in the program over there. I know their enrollment's a lot higher than Quincy and North, but, they have about 60 down there tonight. They sound really good, trying to build the program up to about 100, 120 in the next couple of years. So, Rich Keneally, doing a fantastic job. He's had a little fundraiser a couple of weeks ago. He's come down with a little cancer, trying to beat it. So all the viewers out there, not only a football fan, but also a band participant fan as well.
All right, getting ready to get underway here. Ryan Conley will kick it away for Braintree. And it'll be received by Quincy by Rita Lafter at the 19-yard line. He runs up the middle, gets across the 25, making it up to the 27.
Quincy by number 21, Rita Lafter.
They're definitely not going to kick it to number 7 because he took it to the house against them last year. So Jave Hanson Fields in the back there, and they probably won't be kicking to him tonight if I was Braintree.
So, yeah, they're smart. They certainly know the damage that he can do, and they'll be looking out for him here tonight.
he's definitely a game changer, and we haven't talked too much about him yet, and we will in a little bit, a couple downs, a little bit about how dangerous he is on the ground.
All right, so Quincy is led by their quarterback captain, James Lamb, one of the top quarterbacks in the state. And he is certainly dangerous. Talking about top players in the state, they're going to hand it off to number 7, Jave Handsome Fields. He's going to get a gain of 2.
Little mini sweep to the left. They're going to try to see if they get some yardage in there. They got Marnie Cardosa in there at the fullback position. They got a few yards. They're just going to try to grind it in here and see what openings they have in those gaps. Braintree looks to be a little decent size. They look pretty matched up with Quincy. They're in the Bay State League. They play Milton on Thanksgiving.
All right, 2nd down and 8 now for the Presidents. Again, Hanson Fields on the carry, has some space, gets across the 35-yard line, across the 40, and has the first down for the Presidents. Great job there by the Presidents, and a huge hole by the offensive line for Hanson Fields to run through.
Yes, he's a very explosive kid. You know, he gets the football, and they're going to see what they're going to try to open here. They just went to the right side this time. Last time they went to the left. They went to the right this time. They're going to see what they're going to do. Chris Cleary's in there. Chris Calley's in there, number 56. Now, in the offseason, he doesn't really play much offense. They got him in here at right tackle. He's a very good defensive end for them. So let's see if they're going to run behind him again.
All right, 1st and 10 for the Presidents. Ball at their own 43. Again, Hanson Fields with the carry, and he's hit right away. Nice job there. Look at coming up for the tackle is number 65 for Braintree, Matthew Gillis.
Yeah, they're trying to work that left side and just seeing. You know, they have probably their best 2 linemen on the right side with Callie and William Young, their captain, number 77. 77's the guard, and then you get Callie on the right side. So they're going to try to work the left side as well. You just can't go right every play.
All right, so no gain on that play. Hanson Fields again on the carry. He was hit behind the line of scrimmage, but nice job by him to push his way forward. He's going to get up to the 45. Gillis again on the tackle.
Yeah, it's going to bring up a 3rd down and 8, so, you know, they're going to have to open up the playbook here. Is there a quick timeout here?
And it looks like Quincy has called timeout. You're right, Noel, yes.
Quick timeout. They want to talk this over. They have a 3rd and 8. They haven't gone to the air yet, so they don't know if what they're going to run yet. They want to talk it over early in the game. In your first possession, you're almost kind of setting the tone for the game. You want to make sure you don't make any mistakes here. If they get into that pistol offense, which they haven't done yet, they've been in the I formation, they'll have Javi Hanson Fields right behind Lamb, and we'll see the formation when they do line up, but then you'll have Armani Cardosa probably to your right, with Lamb being the right-hand quarterback. You're in the middle of the field. You don't have to worry about hash marks here, and wide side or, you know, short side of the field, so they can roll out either way.
Last week against Malden Catholic, Java Hanson Fields had 135 yards and 1 touchdown on 17 carries. So we've talked about his explosives, Noel, and we'll certainly see that again here tonight.
They're going to go pistol left here with Armani Cardosa on the left side.
All right, 3rd and 8. Lamb rolling out, looking to pass, looking, and he fires downfield, and it's incomplete. Nice decision there by Lamb. Basically throw that ball away.
No receivers open on the left side there. It's going to bring up a punt situation here. You know, 4th down here on the 45 of their own. They're going to be punting at this situation. And it's probably not a good time to fake it as well. You know, it's very early in the game. So we'll see what Lamb does back there. Remember, Lamb is the punter, so he's also the quarterback. So they have a lot of options out of this.
And so as you said, Quincy will kick it away. And Lamb gets a nice kick away. And it's going to bounce at the 25. And it's going to take a Quincy bounce. And it will stop at the 20-yard line. And that's what Braintree will take over.
That's a good punt right there. You know, it puts them down. They got to go 81 yards for a touchdown. That's really good. You're going to play for field position to start off the game. See what Braintree does. See what they come out with. You know, I see Kenny Garcia out there, number 34. He's getting a start tonight. He originally have a different kid on the outside there. I talked to Coach Reardon in the preseason. He said he'd like to funnel some kids in. He doesn't want to have too many kids playing both ways. Just, you know, they get winded. So we'll see what happens.
All right, Mike Mahoney is the quarterback for the Braintree Womps, and he'll get them going. Mahoney back to pass, looking, going way downfield, and throws a duck up there, and it cannot be intercepted. Armani Cardosa, I think, was surprised, Noel, and he was starting to overrun it, but it's incomplete.
Tried to do a one-handed catch there and didn't get it. You know, as a defensive player, you want to make the interception first, and then you either run or you put it down. So, you know, he's hoping he could take that one back. He's actually giving a little tap on his chest saying, my bad, my bad.
And handoff up the middle for Braintree. I think it was
Carried by
number 39, J.P. Salisbury, one of the captains, runs it up the middle for the Womps.
You know, this is Braintree's first game. They had a bye week last week, so this is their opening game on the road. So Quincy's probably not been able to scout them. They could look at film from last year, but you got different players in the mix.
8 yards on the play, 3rd and 2 from the 27-yard line.
All right, 3rd and 2 from the 27 now for Braintree. Handoff up the middle again to Salisbury, and looks like he has enough for the first down, and he does for the Womps.
It looks like he's going to be the workhorse for them on the running attack.
Carry for a first down by number 39.
They came out on their first possession and they threw their very first time with the ball, and you know it didn't succeed, and now they're going to go pound it on the ground here.
All right, 1st and 10. Salisbury get up to the 31-yard line. And they're going to fake it. Goes around on an end around to Drew Caruso on the right side, across the 35, up to the 40. Flag thrown on the play. 2 flags on the play. So we'll see what happens here.
Get a helmet off. Jake Bergonzi's helmet's off, so I don't know if that has anything to do with this penalty. One thing Quincy did not do well with last year is containing the outside. One thing they did very well is they're good on the front 4. Their front 4 defensive ends, defensive tackles, and defensive end, they're very good. They tend to have a problem with containing.
Participation without a helmet, that's a 15-yard penalty.
All right, so as you said, Noel, look at Bergonzi's helmet came off. Kind of curious. I'm not sure how it came off. I don't think he took it off on purpose. I mean, I missed what happened there. But so the ball got up to the 40-yard line, and we're going to have a 15-yard penalty against Quincy.
This is a new rule that came into effect last year. If that helmet pops off, you kind of have to get away from the whole play.
Participation without a helmet, 15-yard penalty, first down.
And that's why they gave it a 15-yard penalty. You have that helmet off, and it's all about safety. And this is at the college level and even the pro. You kind of have to get away from what's going on, and you know, he tried to participate in that tackle with no helmet on, and he got a 15-yarder. So
kind of tough. The kid wants to get out there and make the tackle, and then you're going to penalize him for going all out. But
that's right.
All right, nonetheless, and flag was thrown late. The play was well underway, but we're going to have a false start. Looks like against Braintree.
You know, we got Martin Dunham.
5-yard penalty, still first down.
We got Martin Dunham up here helping us out with all the different stats and stuff. And I'll tell you, he comes up with so much great stuff. And we've talked about him last week, just coming up with stats for us to call into the game. You know, Salisbury had over 800 yards rushing last year. So he, as a junior, that was pretty loud, right?
Yeah, that's the Bill Early whistler right there.
So he's probably going to be the workhorse right behind this, basically a pistol offense.
All right, and handoff is going to go. Nice job by Quincy coming up to make the tackle. It was number 42. That's Alex Leo.
Alex Leo, they tried him out at fullback during the preseason, and you know, Armani Cardosa got the job. Armani also plays DB for them, you know, safety. But Leo came in on there and playing inside linebacker and comes in and makes a great stop right there. So, like I said, Coach Reardon doesn't want to be playing too many players both ways. He likes to give some guys some rest. You know, Jave Hanson-Fields playing both ways, Armani Cardosa playing both ways, you know, Callie, William Young. You get tired by the end of the fourth quarter, especially Jave Hanson-Fields running the football a lot. So we'll see what they do with substituting those guys in with different players.
All right, so 2nd down and 20 now for the Womps. Quarterback trying to pass, and he's going to get sacked. Nice job there by Quincy coming up to make the play. was number 56, Curtis Kelly.
I would say this kid had a phenomenal, and I want to say phenomenal, training camp. He was all over the field. I went and watched a couple scrimmages against East Bridgewater and Milton, and I'll tell you, he was just making great plays. He's a transfer from Weymouth High School, Weymouth Wildcats in the Bay State, so he may have faced his team before playing for them 2 years ago. He played for Quincy last year, so he's a transfer that come over.
Yeah, let's take a look at the replay real quick, Noel, so we can take a look at that. And you can see Callie come through the line. And you can see the quarterback was trying to fake Callie, kind of the right place, right time, but he made the most of it.
Great instincts.
So 3rd and 27 now for the Womps. Salisbury gets a handoff, and he's met behind the line of scrimmage. Great job there by number 75 for the Presidents, Isaiah Uzumira.
Isaiah, that talk about that front four, they do a phenomenal job, and I think this year, I'll talk a little bit about them. As you got Callie, Mike Monroe, William Young, and Isaiah for the front four, and those are some big kids in the trenches there, and they did a great job on that. They're going to set up a punt.
All right, so kick is away, and it's going to bounce, and Quincy's going to go let it bounce out of bounds. Kevin Troy kicked it away for Braintree.
They had a sophomore in there, John Texera, playing in there with Java Hanson Fields back there on the punt, and they tried to punt it to him, and it kind of went over there, and he let it go out of bounds.
All right, so Quincy will start on their own 23-yard line.
Let's see what Quincy does here on their second series with the ball.
All right, so again, Quincy led by quarterback James Lamb. Hanson Fields going to get the toss over to the left side. Makes two men miss, finds some space, gets across the 30 and up to the 34-yard line. Great job by Java Hanson Fields.
Yeah, they came out in it's called an offset left, basically out of just an offset I formation, and they just pitched it out with a sweep.
You can take a look at the replay.
We'll look at the replay here, and Armani gets out there, and he looks like he stopped right here, and 7 overruns it, and he Java Hanson Fields gets the first down. Very instinctive, explosive runner. Now he's a junior. Java Hanson Fields had 10 touchdowns last year, and I think he had around 900 yards rushing. So he, as a sophomore, played very, very, very good last year.
All right, 1st and 10 for Quincy. Hanson Fields on the carry again, and up the middle, fighting his way forward. We've seen how speedy he is, Noel, but right there showing his power, kept those legs moving, and will get across the 40 up to the 41.
That's what you want to do. You want to gain 5-6 yards on every carry. You bring up a 2nd down and 4. It's a lot that you can do in the playbook here. This just sets up so much better. They're going to see what they're going to open up. Coach Reardon's going to say, let's go with Jave. Let's see what he can do. Let's see what kind of holes he can get. And then we'll open it up for Lamb later. It's all about running the football opens up the passing game, and passing the football opens up the running game. You kind of have to complement it together. But one without the other is very difficult unless you have a power running attack.
2nd down and 3 now for the Presidents. Hanson Fields goes in motion out to being wide receiver. Lamb looking to pass, looking. Nice pressure by the Braintree Womps, and he's going to get tied up. And I'm surprised they haven't blown the whistle, and they finally do. He had 3 Womps on him. He couldn't get out of there, and he's going to have a big loss there.
Great coverage by Braintree. In that situation, you probably want to throw it away. You're at 2nd and 4. Now you've already lost about 7-8 yards here. Now you're bringing up an 3rd and 11. So it changes everything now. It's one of the worst things that could have happened. But at the same token, he's caught. They have them in the grasp. You don't want to get a fumble there on that play. So he just took the sack. So you do if you do, you don't if you do if you don't. So situation like that, you want to make sure early in the game to hold on to the football.
Captain Joe Shaughnessy for the Womps was the man who came up with the sack on that play. So 3rd down and 11 now for the Presidents. Take the handoff. Lamb rolling out, fires, and it is incomplete. Was broken up there by Jerry Martin, one of the captains for Braintree.
That's a great play. I mean, you're taught to put your hands up like that, and he got a hand on it, and now it's 4th down. Now the Quincy's got a punt. Quincy has not been successful passing the football tonight. They've been pretty successful running Java Hanson Fields. So it was pretty close on the stats there. I said 900 yards, 943 yards last year, 10 touchdowns. He had one of them for a kickoff return and one of them for a punt return for Jave Hanson Fields.
All right, nice kick by Lamb. Fair catch is called for by Braintree at the 35-yard line. And that's where they're going to take over. Excuse me. Dehante Starks was the man who made the fair catch.
James Lamb last year, 797 yards passing, 5 touchdown passes. He had over 1,000 yards rushing, he had 1,024, and 10 touchdowns on the ground. So having JT Bain down right now, and then they had to go to the other receiver, Andrew Cook. Bain's probably going to come back within the middle of the season at some point. He's a basketball player as well, but he's been really great with Lamb last year, so missing him is not good.
Yeah, they fake the handoff. It goes to the huge hit. Ball comes loose, and it's picked up by Quincy. Looked like number 70 for the Presidents was the man who put that hit on Abraham Hody. He certainly left his mark there, Noel. Hopefully we have a replay of that.
Wow, what a hit. If that's correct, I don't...
Yeah, so let's take a look at the replay there. We can see what happened.
Watch this hit right here. Boom. That's a great hit. He's one of the biggest players out there. I'm sorry, that's Abraham Holte. And that's a great play right there. I'll tell you, that's a changer. So momentum is switched. They see what they're going to do. They're going to come out with Fields. They got good field position. They're on the 31 going in.
Nice. Quincy starts off the ball. Hanson Fields on the carry. He's going to get up to the, inside the 15.
Carried by number 7, Jose Hanson Fields.
We're going to watch this replay right now. Why fool around? Give 7 the ball. Let's open up some holes, and let's run the football. And that's what they're doing right now. And they open up some good holes, trying to work that left side there. Steve Scalaro over there, number 55 on the left guard. And Abraham as well, that made that hit is number 70, the left tackle. So pretty good offensive line, pretty big.
1st and 10 for Presidents. Hanson Fields getting on the carry up the middle this time. And he's going to get up to about the 13-yard line. Looked like he was brought down. Number 75, Zach Mahamo on the tackle.
Also Mike Monroe, the center, as a junior. He started last year as a sophomore in that center position. They do a good job. Those kids are big. Unfortunately, which I always like to see, is the height and weights of each kid, and we don't have that. So we're going to approximate some height and weights out there. I'll tell you, Holte looks about 6'3", almost 6'4" out there, number 70. And the rest of the crew looks about the 6'2" range, except for Steve Scalaro at probably 5'11". But the size-wise, they're all about 220 to 250, which is good weight for the high school football.
2nd down and 6 now for the Presidents. Ball at the Braintree 13-yard line. Pitch to Hanson Fields. Gets up to the 10-yard line, and he took a big hit there as well. But he jumps right back up. He's going to get up to about the 8th, right at the 1st down marker. We'll see if they make it.
He was spinning on that,
All right, so you're going to say he got to the 9, so he's going to be short of the 1st down.
Only 10 seconds here in the quarter. I think they're not going to run a play, and they're going to go down on the other side of the field.
All right, so as you said, Noel, time is going to run out here in the first quarter, and we are scoreless after 1 between the Quincy Presidents and the Braintree Womps. If you're interested when this game will be replayed on Quincy Access TV, feel free to log on to our website at www.qatv.org. Time of possession for the first quarter, Quincy had it for 6 minutes and 43 seconds. Braintree at 4 minutes and 17 seconds. Jave Hanson Fields had 58 yards rushing in the first quarter.
Great first quarter. They got the ball here to start the second quarter, marching in. A 3rd and 2, which they're in 4-down territory. So, they got a lot of things they can do out of this set. Coach Reardon was not happy with totally the play last week. They won 33-0 against Malden Catholic, and you'd think that the head coach would say, oh, yeah, that's a great job, But he said there was a lot of mistakes that happened, and, the game was a lot closer than the score. Quote unquote from the Quincy Sun, Bob Bosworth, which does a fantastic job with all the write-ups and pictures and stuff. You know, Coach Reardon said the game was played a lot closer in the final score. It took a while for the Presidents to settle down their offensive rhythm after the early TD. You know, he comes down later to say it was a good, hard-fought win, but we have to play much better moving forward if we want to win any more games. We made a lot of mental mistakes and missed way more tackles than I am comfortable with, so things have to change. So that's quote-unquote from Coach Bill Reardon.
All right, so here we go. 3rd and 2, Noel. Big play now for Quincy. Ball at the 9-yard line. Hanson fields with a carry. Has the first down and more. Dives for the end zone, but he's going to be down at the 1-yard line. 1st and goal for the Presidents at the 1.
Well, they're in first down now, so all they have to do. Here's a replay. We're going to watch this. And I'll tell you, Hanson Fields just gets right in there and just tries to get into that end zone. You know, he has a will to get into the end zone, and that's a great instinctive running back right there. So let's see if they go with Armoni Cardoso, the fullback, or they give it to Fields. They got a power eye left. So it's a power eye formation, 3 running backs.
And Lamb trying to keep it himself, and he is in for the touchdown. No question about that one. Touchdown, Quincy. James Lamb punches it in.
Great drive by Quincy. They capitalized on that turnover and punched it in, and that is great momentum here early in the second quarter. John, I always talk about extra points and how important it really is in a football game. And, you know, Quincy lost 3 games last year by 1 point. They lost to Braintree 17-16, and they lost to Silver Lake 21-20. Lost another game by 1 point. So these extra points are so important.
All right, Lita Lafty with the kick up, and it is no good. Going just wide to the left. So, unfortunately, as you talk about the importance of extra points, Noel, Quincy can't convert. Nonetheless, they take a 6-0 lead with 10:29 left to go in the second.
You know, you have to have an extra pointer kicker, as I would say. You know, North Quincy actually has a freshman out there kicking the ball, and he did a pretty good job last week as we had the game. So, you know, extra points are so important in high school football. It comes down to the, 21-20s. You don't want to lose that. So later down the road, you don't know if they're going to have to go for 2-point conversions. And, down on the goal line, you want to just have a chip shot extra point kicker. So, it looks like Quincy's always on the search to get one. North Quincy's got a good one in a freshman. So hopefully that doesn't come down to the Thanksgiving Day game where there's a 1-point game.
Definitely.
Lamb, that's his 16th career rushing TD. So.
All right, Rita Lafty will again kick it away for Quincy. And he kicks it deep. Nice kick by Lafty. Fielded by Braintree at the 19-yard line. Running up the middle, gets across the 30, up to the 35, goes Justin Dutcher. And they're going to mark him down at the 36.
To the Braintree 35-yard line by number 33, Justin Dutcher.
Let's see what Braintree does here on their second series.
Isaiah Uzamir.
Oh, wait a minute, his third series. Because they had that turnover right on that first play. So.
Yeah. All right, so ball is marked at the 36-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Womps. We mentioned this is the first game here at home for Quincy, and the 3rd time these teams have met in the past 12 months. They met one time last year in the regular season at Braintree, where Braintree got a 1-point victory, and then in the playoffs, or the non-playoffs, however you might want to term it, where Quincy won 20-0. Our handoff for number 3, Drew Caruso, over to the right side, the near sideline. He's going to get up to about the 45 for Braintree.
Yeah, Garrett Cronin on the tackle there. The 3 linebackers in this set, you got Jake Bergonzi, number 44. You have Alex Leo, number 42, and Garrett Cronin, number 35, the junior. So those are your 3 linebackers. We talked a little bit about the front 4, but these 3 linebackers are pretty good, though.
I hand off quickly to number 39 for Braintree, J.P. Salisbury, one of the captains. He runs over the right side. He has the first down for the Womps up to the 48-yard line.
they moving the chains, And here they give him a little substitution for Javi Hanson-Fields, which I predict he's going to have to come out on defense. Him be very explosive, especially in the fourth quarter if it comes down to that, he's going to have to come out of the game a little bit on the defensive side of the ball. They put Cook in there, Andrew Cook, which is the receiver, number 19, and he's going to play the safety position with Armani Cardoso over there, and he's going to be playing both ways too as well, number 2, Armani.
Send a man in motion, fake the handoff, looking to pass, and it is incomplete. Pass was intended for Drew Caruso. Again, quarterback is Mike Mahoney for the Womps.
Over there at the corner position is Ryan Turpin, a senior, and he's number 8. So you have Kenny Garcia, number 34, as the other corner. So, they're trying to get some other kids in there, getting away from the two-way players and trying to give them some rest somewhere in the game. And they're doing it right now with Javi Hanson-Fields.
Second down and 10 now for Braintree. Caruso back to pass. Has his running back, that's Salisbury. He trips up. And nice job there by Quincy High School, number 2, Armani Cardoso. He came up, stopped Salisbury in his tracks. Salisbury backpedal, as you'll see on the replay.
You're going to watch 39 get a little stumped up on the ground. Watch this right here. He kind of makes a cut, but he kind of trips and he can't get his feet. And great play by Cardoso. Cardoso played last year as the linebacker, and I think they've moved him out at a safety position. And they weren't going to put him at fullback, and they just couldn't find a solid fullback, and they had to put him in there. So he's going to go both ways tonight.
Right, no gain. Ball comes loose. And you're going to say Quincy has recovered. Let's see who came up with. Looks like number 51 for the Presidents, Mike Monroe.
Great break for Quincy right now. There's 2 turnovers, 2 fumbles they've caused. That front 4, I'll tell you, we're going to see the replay right here, and we'll see who makes this play. Oh, it's a bad snap. And it comes down, and Mike Monroe is right there to fall on it. So good field position for Quincy. Braintree's going to take a timeout.
Timeout, Braintree.
After a turnover, it's always a good time, and that's why Braintree called a timeout. It's always a good time to go for a deep pass or something. When I played college football, we used to yell out, red alert, and that would mean, watch out for the big play. We just had another fumble. Watch the big play, and that what Braintree did is said, you know what, we've already had a fumble. Let's call a timeout. Let's talk this over. You're going to have to stay back. Make sure they don't hit a deep ball. You can do a play-action fake right here. So Braintree a little bit smart now. They have 2 turnovers. Quincy's got the ball here at the 46 going in to Braintree territory. Quincy's going to now talk it over as well. It's almost like a chess match with coaches as well. What play calls are you going to call? What are you going to call at this point of the game? Do you want to put any trick plays in? So I'll tell you one thing. Lamb has a lot of experience now. This is his 3rd season as the quarterback. He's played all the games. He has not missed any football games as a sophomore or a junior. He started from the very beginning of his sophomore year. So talk about experience.
Yeah, James Lamb, over 2,000 passing yards and 22 passing touchdowns, just about 1,300 rushing yards and 15 rushing touchdowns. Javi Hanson-Fields gets a carry and a huge gain there. He stumbled a couple times but still kept going. He's going to get all the way up to the Braintree 33-yard line and pick up another first down.
Going in on the left side, I'm going to watch the replay right here, and I'll tell you, Javi Hanson-Fields, talk about explosiveness. They go in a little power eye right, little motion with 42, Alex Leo, and he gets up there and gets in the hole and takes what he can. He's great in the open field, but he's great in the trenches as well.
He's so quick to hit that hole.
Doesn't he? Well, they're going to go in this power eye situation. They're either going to run right behind him like right now.
And he's going to kick it outside, gets across the 20-yard line at the 15, and finally knocked out of bounds there. And they're going to knock him out at the 13. Big play there. Javi Hanson-Fields knocked out of bounds by Chris Leonard.
They're going to go out with this power eye and see. We're going to see the replay right here. Watch Hanson-Fields kind of swift out to the left right here. It's kind of like a little stiff arm. He gets to the outside, and the one man to beat, number 23, takes him out of bounds. Javi Hanson-Fields just extensive runner, and he's only a junior. And he's the second person in this whole set with Lamb at quarterback. Two-headed monster, I call it.
All right, Lamb gets it. A great juke move in the backfield to avoid the rusher. He gets inside the 10, up to the 8-yard line. What a move there by Hanson Fields.
Let's look at this replay. He is beat. He is definitely stuffed right here, and he over pursues it. And number 7 just says, "You're not going to arm tackle me."
All right, so Quincy inside the 10, 2nd down and 4 now for the Presidents.
You know Braintree's keying in on number 7, and you're basically what Quincy's going to say is, "You're going to have to stop us. You know 7's going to get the ball. You're going to have to stop wherever this is." They came out in the I formation. They came out with the offset I, and now they're going to come with the power I.
104 yards rushing for Jave Hanson Fields. And they're going to give it to him. This time he is hitting the backfield, and he gets brought down there. Number 29 for Braintree, Jerry Martin.
This is a really good time to set up a bootleg right, and I don't know if Coach Reardon's going to run it, but you get the wide side of the field over there. They ran that power I. They put the power I fullback on the right in motion, and they sniffed it out because they had run this play a couple plays ago. You have a 3rd and 6. I think Lamb is phenomenal running the football, so I would roll him out to the right. And if you don't have it, you can throw it, you can run it. You have a lot of options, and you're in 4-down territory. So 3rd and 6, you have 2 plays to basically get your 6 yards, and you're still the first down markers on the 4-yard line. So you have a lot of options.
Yeah, it's one thing, like you said, Noel. They can still get a first down here, so close to the end zone.
Yep.
So they have so many different things they have to worry or can go into the playbook. We know Bill Reardon has a big playbook and likes to go to all the different plays that are in it. Wherever they are in the field, you never know what he's going to call out there. And that's certainly one of the things that all the other different teams have to be aware of. You're looking right now at the pictures of the huge crowd that's here. That's looking at the student section down off by the 20-yard line. And there's a big student section there. They've been standing since the kickoff, or the opening kickoff. And so it's good to see a lot of students and parents and fans and friends and family all out here to support this team.
Not only is it a nice weather night, but winning attracts people. So you're going to get a lot of crowd out here when you start hearing about Quincy. 7-4, 2 seasons in a row. They beat up on Malden Catholic last week, and they're 16th in the state in the Boston Herald. So they've come up with number 23, and they've moved up to 16. So that'll bring people out in the stands. We'll talk a little bit more of that in a minute.
Our 3rd and 6. Lamb gets the carry over to the left side, crosses the 10. Great move there, dives in for the end zone.
He's in.
Touchdown, Jave Hanson Fields. Another great move by Hanson Fields. He faked to the right, went to the left, and went in for the 6 points.
Well, he's been the workhorse. He's already have over 100 yards rushing. Let's try to get him in the end zone, Coach Reardon will say. Great play call. I said roll Lamb out to the right, and, we're going to watch this replay right here. And they're going to go right, and they push it back. It's almost called a party train. It's called a party train left. And you fake it to your right. It's almost like, and you come to your left, and Hanson Fields just does a great job with trying to get the end zone. He got stopped 2 or 3 yards short, and he pushed his ball over to the goal line on the pylon, and he's in for the touchdown. Now Quincy's going to have to go for the 2-point conversion, being 12-0 right now. So you can still kick it, but, they probably don't have a lot of confidence in the kick. They'll have to go for the 2-point conversion.
Well, they like to get up to that 14 points there if
That's
they can.
True. But if you miss it, now
Yeah.
you're 12-0 when you're knocking 13-0.
I said Rita Lafty in motion. Lamb rolling out to his right, looking, fires it, and
Nice
it's complete in the end zone to said Rita Lafty for the 2-point conversion.
Well, he made up for it. He's the kicker. He rolls out and he slams it in. Lamb had a nice rifle pass in there, and 21 caught it. So that was a great pass play. It's almost like a John Elway. He rifled that one in, and 21 caught it. So great job, great catch. And now we're at that 14 mark, John, you were just talking about, which is very important in high school football.
All right, so we come back downfield, 14-0 with 6:17 left to go here in the first half. Quincy on top of the Braintree Womps.
Quincy's capitalized on 2 turnovers. So they've got 14 points. Their scores of the game on these 2 fumbles. And we're going to watch the replay on that extra point. We're watching motion. We got motion right. 21 goes in motion. Lamb rolls out to your right, which I love. and then he kind of backsides it right in there. Great play. And kickoff's underway.
All right, and fielded by Braintree at the 13-yard line, crossing 20-25. Nice move there by the runner to make some men miss. It's number 26, Christian Pava. He's finally brought down there by Quincy's number 33, John Crump.
Great coverage on that. Cronin might have had him a little bit deeper, but he missed the tackle on that, and he still made the coverage. So Braintree's on their own 28-yard line. So pretty good kick coverage, I call it, for Quincy. And Hanson Fields is back in there as a safety.
Hand off to J.P. Salisbury on the left side, has some room, and he's going to get a first down up to the 40-yard line.
And Braintree just doesn't want to make any mistakes here. They're going to run 39 a couple times and see if they can get a couple first downs, which they just got. And if I was on the Braintree side, I'd probably start off with doing that. They're trying to get a little creative, and John, we talked a little bit more about these offensive sets, and Braintree comes out in these jet sweeps, reverses, and all these other things that a lot of these different teams do now on this new field turf. And these offensive are opening up, and it's a lot different than a traditional I formation that kind of Quincy runs. Here's this reverse.
Just talking about the reverse, Noel, to number 23, Chris Leonard. And still on his feet, finally brought down there. Got a couple of yards in the play. Look like it's going to be a gain of 4.
Yeah, we see a lot of that. Now, Plymouth South does a similar type of offense where they do this, reverse type of jet sweep stuff, and it gets confusing. If you run it very, very well, it can be very effective, but at the same token, you can get a lot of fumbles out of it because you have to get the timing down. And we've got an injury on the field. Number 75, is that Isaiah? Isaiah Umorin. One unique thing now, John, is coaching the Quincy Point Panthers. I'm in my 4th season. I've actually coached a couple of these kids on the field now, and I see a lot of kids that I've actually coached against and coached with. So Isaiah here, number 75, was one of my former players with the Panthers, and he's a kid we can kind of talk about. He was on his bike at practice. He wasn't playing. It was the first game of the season already, and I says to him, "Hey, you looking to play some football?" And he says, "Who, me?" On the bike, and I got him out to play football, and here he is out there as a junior at Quincy High School now. So, I try to do the best I can at that youth level to feed up for this Quincy High level because I think it's so important to keep kids off the streets. Some of these kids, they only play this sport. They may play a little bit of track, but they do that as an alternate, but they play football as their main sport.
All right, well, Isaiah Uzumir looks like he's coming off okay. Limping a little bit. Train's going to take a look at him. Back to action now. Braintree passing way downfield, has a man open, and he just overthrew him. Pass was intended for number 45, Derek Anson, and Mike Mahoney just overthrew him, but he was wide open, as you're going to see here on the replay.
Let's see who Bruler's coverage here because he's wide open. If it's a better throw, it's just overthrew him here. I don't know
really
if it's
tough to tell there. Yeah,
it's tough because you got over-the-top help as a safety, and then you have the corners that are out there. That's kind of on the it's on the line basically. Which 2 corners, you have 1/3 of the field, and the safety has the over-the-top, and sometimes that's right down that. It's called hold on one second.
All right, J.P. Salisbury on the carry. Nice run by him, and he runs over a Quincy defender. Trying to see who that was. Looked like it was number 19, Andrew Cook, who got run over, but Cook jumps right back up. But Salisbury with the first down into Quincy territory up to the 44.
It's on those hashes what I'm talking about. It's right in the middle of where the corner and the safety would be covering. Big number 39 is going to run the football here. He's got another first down.
Timeout, Braintree.
All right, timeout call. We'll take a look at the replay of that last play real quick on the J.P. Salisbury first down run. You can see it was a nice run by him. He exploded up the middle. And all right, maybe we won't see the replay. That's all right. So 5:12 left to go here. And timeout was
right
here we go.
Salisbury just gets right up in there. It's a good hole. And he just buries over one of the Quincy players. I think that might be Cook.
Yeah, it was a nice job by Cook to stay right there and make the tackle, though. because he was the last line of defense there, Noel. Other than him, it was wide open space for J.P. Salisbury.
And Salisbury pretty much might be a little mad about those 2 turnovers, so he's going to run with some authority. So he gets up into that hole and just tries to bury his head. Now, I don't have the heights and weights on these kids over at Braintree either, but he looks like a good size running back. I would predict around a 5'11", 205 maybe, and he was running with some good authority there. So we'll see if they go back to them. And what they did is they ran Salisbury, and then they went with the pass, and not overthrown, it would have been completed. So
Salisbury's 5'10", 190, Noel. So you're
5'10", 190.
You're a little off.
5'11", 205.
All right, Salisbury again gets the carry, gets across the 40 up to the 39, it looks like, for Braintree.
I had to pad his numbers a little bit for the college level. Another thing about college level we can talk about real quick is, there has to be some college scouts out here watching number 5, James Lamb. And in that, you can always look up and say, who's that number 7 out there, Jave Hanson-Fields? Because, college recruiters are definitely out there watching these football games, and that kid, Lamb, is definitely a Division I material.
All right, Mahoney looking to pass, steps up in the pocket, ball's knocked away, and it's picked off by Abraham Hody. Great job there. The ball was knocked, it looked like, by number 44, Jake Bergonzi, and Hody comes up with the INT.
Bergonzi makes an unbelievable play. We're going to watch this replay. You're taught to get your hands up. Get those hands up, and I'll tell you, watch this. Watch Bergonzi. He's not going to make the play. Oh, let me get my hands up. Boom. And 70 makes an extensive here, and he's had the fumble recovery, and he's got an interception here. That's great to be a defensive lineman and an offensive lineman and to say, I got a fumble and an interception. How often does that happen in a football game?
I know, huh?
At high school or any level. Great job by Quincy. That's 3 turnovers right now, the Quincy's cause, and they're going to come out with that, actually the pistol left.
Well, you said it's a defensive lineman's dream to get an interception, Noel. And obviously you're on the back as well. Lamb looking to pass, looking way downfield for Andrew Cook. He's open, and he caught it.
He caught it.
What a catch by Andrew Cook. Wow, he almost dropped it, fell to the ground, and picked it up at the 7-yard line. Let's take a look at the replay. Wow, what a play by Andrew Cook.
Lamb just going to do a little play action, go deep. And Cook looks like it's underthrown just a little bit, but Cook makes a great adjustment here and goes for the ball. 2 years ago they had a kid, Alex Heffernan, that used to go up and and catch these type of balls all the time, and Lamb would just throw them up, and Heffernan would just come down with these balls, and it looks like Cook is the next guy to be doing that.
All right, and Braintree's going to call a timeout. Last week, Andrew Cook had 2 receptions for 40 yards against Malden Catholic, and well, that certainly topped the 2 receptions he had last week. No, he had a touchdown as well, but I'm sure he would take that over the touchdown from last week. But what a play there by Andrew Cook.
I was talking about the last possession. I said, on a turnover, we used to say, red alert, red alert. You can run the big play right there, and that's what Quincy did. They came out, and they ran the big play, and they went downtown, and it was a great catch. And you try it out. First down. Braintree called the timeout last time on the fumble. This time, the interception, they go downtown and they convert. Now they're on the 7-yard line. 1st and goal to go.
All right, 1st and goal from the 7, and they hand it off the middle to number 2. That is for a touchdown for Armani Cardoso.
Cardoso, the fullback, has definitely come around to be the starting fullback, and he's done a great job. This is his 4th touchdown. He's had 3 touchdowns last game against Malden Catholic in game number 1. And here he is, the fullback, and we're going to watch this fullback. It's just right up the middle. It's just a fullback dive. You see this replay right. Oh, we get the tail end of it. It's just a straight fullback dive. A 22 right around the 2-hole. Cardoso had 3 carries for 100 yards and 2 touchdowns on the ground. He also had a 12-yard reception touchdown last week as well.
Rita Lafty will get the extra point. Bat snap, and Quincy will be unable to convert. Cody Desmond did a nice job. Actually, a flag is thrown on the play, so we'll see what the flag is. Desmond did a nice job just to get that ball up off the ground. All right, we'll see what the call is. Looks like Quincy's staying right there. We might have another attempt at it. And we will.
Offside on the defense.
Last week, Cardoso had the 92-yard run on the very first possession for Quincy. So he must have took a fullback dive up the middle last week and took it to the house as well. So he's got some good speed.
All right, so with the offsides penalty, that'll move the ball up now to about the 1 yard line. And Quincy is going to go for 2 now instead of going for the extra point. And why not when you're at the 1? Or
Good
the
break,
1.5.
Good break for Quincy.
All right, 3 men in the backfield for the Presidents. Lamb and Quincy bobbled the snap. Lamb has it still, and let's see, did he get in? He does. Great job there by Quincy's James Lamb. Looked like there was trouble with a snap. He got it, bobbled it, but jammed it in for the 2-point conversion.
That's a great getting half the distance to the goal line. You're not going 2.5 yards or whatever, and now you're at the 1 yard mark, and it was a bad snap, and it was bobbled, and Lamb took it in. So great play by Quincy. Now it's a 22-0 game, so they're up a little bit more now. Braintree, when they do score, or if they do score. And we'll watch the replay real quick on Lamb's conversion here. Let's see where the snap is. It's just a bobble. It's a bad exchange from the center to, but Lamb instinctively takes it in. So 22-0 changes a lot of things for what Braintree has to do here now. So 3 turnovers, 3 touchdowns, 22 points. It's 4:08 left here in the half, and Quincy looks good. And can you say that Quincy's shutout thus far of the game, 22-0 and 33-0 last week? So turnovers change the whole complexity of the game.
All right, here we go. The ball's going to bounce, fielded by Braintree at the 22-yard line by J.P. Salisbury. That's number 33 for Braintree, who's Justin Ducher on the carry. He's going to get up to the 41.
And 44, Jake Bergonzi on the kickoff team, and does pretty good tackle on that. So, sometimes you want to give you guys a couple rests and maybe put a couple of sophomores or juniors in there to do some kickoff and kick returns. But, Quincy has to do a good job with coverage, and they're already out in the 40-yard line. So they have to put a couple starters out there on these kickoffs and kickoff returns. And that's what they had to do, and Jake Bergonzi had to make the tackle.
They spot the ball at the 41-yard line. Mike Mahoney, the quarterback, hands off J.P. Salisbury. He puts his shoulders down, goes forward, still going forward. J.P. Salisbury, a great run, gets all the way up to the Quincy 45.
What a run. When we're going to watch the replay on here. He comes up to the left side. Maybe just a little, it's supposed to be like a 35, and he just pushes it out and tries to run over Cardoso. And Cronin's in there, and Turpin is getting blocked, and Scalaro's running in there. So first down for Braintree.
Garrett Cronin was also over there to help Cardoso with the tackle for the Presidents. Salisbury again on the carry over to the right side, and he's going to get a couple of yards, call it 4, up to the 41.
For Braintree's confidence here, there's only 3:20 left in this half. They're going to try to score before the half, and just momentum. Braintree doesn't score, and Quincy goes in 22-0, and momentum's going to, it's tough to bounce back from that, psyche-wise.
Second down and 6. Salisbury again. He's been a workhorse here for Braintree. He puts his shoulders down again, and he's going to get up to, let's see, they're going to have a first down, it looks like, up to the 34-yard line.
He's a very hard runner, and I could see it up here in the booth with you, John. He doesn't want to go down on one carry, on one hit, and, he's probably very mad right now. It's 22-0 with the 3 turnovers, so he's going to run with some authority, and he definitely does. And Quincy's going to do a little bit of job with 39 and keying in a little bit on him, but they're going to set up the pass at some point.
All right, pass downfield, Mahoney looking for a man. It is incomplete. Was looking for number 7, Brendan Smith.
And like I just said, they're going to come, they're going to set the run up to get the pass, and, they'll be in 4-down territory. They're going to, at this point, 22-0, they're gonna air it out and try to go for it on fourth down unless it's like a 4th and 15. So, they're in 4-down territories, 2 minutes and 31 seconds, so they can still run the football. They don't have to pass.
They also have 3 timeouts as well. So like I said, Noel, pretty much the whole playbook is open here for the Womps. 2nd down and 10, ball at the Quincy 34-yard line. And great job there by the Presidents. Ball carry had nowhere to go. J.P. Salisbury, 1, 2, 3, 4 Presidents over there to make this stop. Looking like leading the charge was Steve Scalaro.
Steve Scalaro did a great job there. We're going to look at the replay. I mean, they're just, I would key in on 39 right now, and unbelievable. Quincy got to continue to do that to stop 39. I don't know if you have height and weight on Mike Malone, the quarterback for Braintree, but I tell you, he's not that tall, and I think he's having a hard time. They've batted a couple balls, and they've overthrew a few of them. Just seeing over that line, he doesn't look very big here as well, coming from the booth.
5'11", they have him down on the Braintree roster as. All right, he's loss of 1 on the play. 3rd and 11 now for the Womps. Mahoney looking at the pass, fires downfield, and it is complete.
He caught it.
Ball was tipped a couple of times. Looked like Cook got a tip on it.
Wow.
And also number 34 for the Presidents getting a tip, Kenny Garcia Rosario, but it is complete.
Great play by Braintree. They had a good break there, basically. And we'll see the replay here. Rolls out a little bit. Gets in there. It's tipped by
No, and we're going to go back
Garcia.
to live.
Oh, look at this.
Yeah, look at Garcia Rosario on the tip. And ball carrier goes up to the 5-yard line.
Tip ball by Garcia, and the kid caught it. Now they're running number 25.
Tackle made by number 7 of Quincy, Javay Handsome Fields.
Jahan Starks. Now they're going to try to run a couple other ones, and he's only a sophomore, and he was running the football out there. He's 5'9" and 170. And I also want to thank Martin Dunham back here, and he's got the Braintree's roster, and they've got the heights and weights on there, so we can look up a little bit more. The quarterback is 5'11", 160. I was saying he was kind of thin out there, but he was overthrowing a couple passes, and this is the break that Braintree's been waiting for.
All right, timeout called down on the field.
They're probably going to get some carries to Starks, the sophomore, number 25. I see him funneling into the game, and as a coach, if you look down the very first game as putting a sophomore in the football game, and he makes good yardage on the first carry that you give him, he might be ready for high school football, the varsity level. So we'll see what Braintree does here, and where he's lined up, or if he's even in the game. .105 here on the 5-yard line. It's still 2nd and 1, so Braintree's driving.
Jaffe Hanson Fields, 5 tackles here for the Presidents tonight. Ball over to the left side, and looks like it will be enough for the first down for Braintree. Salisbury on the carry, it looks like again.
It is a first down. So down there, 1st and goal to go from the 4-yard line.
Trying to see where they mark
probably
it.
the 3-yard line.
Yep.
And they're going to wind this down. It's 50 seconds and winding down. So they're probably going to take their time.
All right, Salisbury and Mahoney get tied up. Ball comes
look at
loose.
this, another fumble.
Quincy might have the ball. Quincy thinks they have it. No sign yet from the officials.
It looks like Quincy has it.
It certainly looked like from the booth Quincy jumped on it. And they do. Quincy recovers the fumble.
What a play by Quincy.
Wow. Big turn of events there. J.P. Salisbury got hit, fumbled the ball, and Quincy comes up with it. Hopefully we can take a look at the
fumbles it. He
replay.
tries to get it back, and Quincy does a great job with recovering this. And we'll see it. He stops in the backfield. Berganzi comes out and kind of strips it.
And was that Hanson Fields on the recovery, it looked like?
Yeah, unbelievable. Berganzi, he's out there, and he's trying to get in there, and he puts his hands up and somehow strips the ball out of 39. So, big break for Quincy.
All right, so Quincy's going to have it on their own 3-yard line. Big play there, like you said, Noel. There, Braintree's threatening, and Quincy comes up with a big fumble recovery, excuse me. And they're going to hand it off to number 2, Amani Cardoso. He's going to get a little bit of breathing room there for the Presidents up to the 6.
Right now, as a running back, you just hold on to the football. Hold on to the football. Get at least to the line of scrimmage. Let them burn their timeouts if they have to. You don't want to fumble ever. If it's a bad snap, try to get within, not being in the end zone to get a safety. There's only 28 seconds left, so you don't want to give up the safety. That 2 points is a big difference here. It's 22-0. That 2 points could come back to haunt you. So
they mark the ball at the 5-yard line. Braintree call the timeout. 28 seconds left to go in the half. High formation behind quarterback James Lamb. Hanson Fields with the carry. Gives a little bit more breathing space now for the Presidents up to the 10-yard line. And Braintree's going to call another timeout.
Tackle on the play by number 39 of Braintree, J.T. Salisbury.
Well, they're going to gamble and use these timeouts, and it's a 3rd down and 5. And if Quincy doesn't convert, they'll burn another timeout, and they'll make them punt and see if Braintree get the ball before the half and do something. It must be a little deflated with basically 3 fumbles and 1 interception, so 4 turnovers here in the first half. And just looking out into this crowd, John, it's a big crowd.
Yep, certainly is a big crowd here tonight. Good to see all the students coming out to support the President's team. Like you said, Noel, with the winning record past 2 years, 7-4, and they've been competitive in a lot of those games that they lost. Last year, they lost 3 games by 1 point. And so they had opportunity to win all those games. So the fans know that they're a competitive team. And even a couple of years ago against Duxbury here at the stadium, they went punch for punch with Duxbury.
Yes, they did.
Lost the game by a couple of touchdowns, but you wouldn't have known it. All right, 3rd and 4 now for Quincy. Ball at the 9-yard line. Hanson Fields on the carry, trying to get outside. Crosses the 10, gets the first down, and knocked out of bounds, but he picks up the first down.
I think there might be a block in the back over here on the top side of the screen here on one of the Quincy players. We'll see what the call is.
Penalty marker on the play.
10-yard penalty. Half the distance to the goal line.
All right, so a holding call against the Presidents. And we're going to see where they spot the ball.
So half the distance of the goal line here, probably around the 4.5. And Quincy's going to have to set up for another 3rd down here. It's a replay of down. A hold. Talking a little bit about Duxbury, they've already lost their first game of the season against a nice powerhouse Holliston. So if this is the season to be for Quincy, Duxbury has already been beat, so you don't have to be the first one to beat them. So, they played them really hard. The last 2 years, Quincy's played them hard, and they have a home game against Duxbury later down the road, and we don't talk a little bit too forward for them, but they're the front runners in the league. Also, don't forget, Plymouth North has come into the league from the Atlantic Coast League, and they're now in the Patriot Keenan division, and they're a good team too. So Quincy's got a tough schedule ahead of them.
They spot the ball back to the 9-yard line. So it remains 3rd and then they got to move it back to the. They've moved it 3 times now, so it looks like they moved it back to the 7-yard line.
Okay. Oh, there's a offsides here on the right side, which is going to be another penalty for Quincy. Bridgewater Raynham is up 6-0 on Duxbury, and Bridgewater Raynham is another tough team out there. So, you have to. It's all by points now. It's so you want to get into the playoffs and do well, but you have to beat some good teams. Quincy, unfortunately,
false start. Quincy
had a winning record last year going into the trying to get into the playoffs, but they didn't beat any teams that had any winning records. So they were one of the very few teams that didn't make the playoffs with that winning record of 4-3. So you have to beat some teams that can play some football and win games.
All right, with a false start, ball goes back to the 3-yard line. Henson Fields gets tripped up, and it's going to be no gain for Quincy, and Braintree calls a timeout.
Henson Fields, tackle made by number 39 of Braintree, J.P. Salisbury.
Well, they're going to force Quincy to punt, and, they're going to have to make a successful punt. So 9.3 seconds left here in the half. And anything can happen in high school football, and you can bad snap, goes into the end zone, and you get 2 points. Bad snap, fumble in the end zone, that's a touchdown. So you got to be careful.
All right, the officials look like they're calling to add some more time back onto the clock. The clock showed 9.3. And let's see, they're going to go to... Well, we'll see exactly what they're going to go
They're
to.
gonna go 12 seconds.
To 12 seconds, okay.
Every second will count because on the punt, if you can get 2 plays off for Braintree, it's maybe all they need.
And nice job by James Lamb to get the ball away. Ball's going to be fielded at the 35-yard line by Braintree. And great job there by Quincy on the pursuit to bring down the ball carrier, number 25, DeHonte Starks.
Alex Leo there on the coverage, and they could have returned it. That's number 25, that sophomore on the return there, and you never know if you can get to the outside on one play. So they're probably going to be airing it out here in this last play of the first half. Alex Leo's got 5 tackles, so they tried him out on the offensive side with the fullback position, and I think they put him in as the linebacker now. So they're going to play look at this prevent that's out there, if you can see this on the screen. They're way down by the goal line.
Java Hanson Fields is
you even
playing
have Lamb
center
out
field.
there, too. So you have James Lamb out there as one of the corners.
All right, so 2.8 seconds left to go. Mike Mahoney in the shotgun for Braintree, rolling out to his right. Fires it downfield into the end zone, and it is tipped away. Pass was intended for Brendan Smith, and he actually almost came up with it after the tip, but it goes down onto the ground, so Quincy comes out of that, and at the half, they lead 22-0. Noel, your thoughts on the first half here for the Presidents?
4 turnovers, 3 scores. They stopped him down here on the goal line with a nice strip by Bergonzi. They're playing good football. Braintree is deflated right now. 39, their best player on the football team, fumbled on that last possession. And Quincy's got to go in at halftime and just don't think it's all over, because it's never over in high school football. And you just have to be psyched up for the second half and come out and play a good second half.
All right, so at the half, the Quincy Presidents 22, the Braintree Womps 0. We'll take a timeout and we're back with second half coverage in just one moment. Welcome back, everyone, to Veterans Memorial Stadium. We're at the half. The Presidents lead the Womps of Braintree by a score of 22-0. Quincy has been extremely powerful here tonight, Noel. Java Hanson Fields is leading the way. 18 rushes for 122 yards and 1 touchdown. James Lamb has a touchdown as well. And Armani Cardoso with the 3rd touchdown for the Presidents. One of the highlights of the first half was a 45-yard pass from James Lamb to Andrew Cook. It was an acrobatic catch by Cook. He tipped it, fell down to the ground, and was able to catch it down on the 7-yard line. And the next play was an Armani Cardoso touchdown run, and that put Quincy up there by a score with the 2-point conversion was 22-0. So great job there by the Presidents. And it's been an all-around team effort. We've seen a good amount of players get in on the action. Alex Leo, 5 tackles for the Presidents on the defensive side of the ball. And a lot of people have been working hard. We've called a lot of people's names here tonight on defensive side of the ball.
Yes, we have. And just a correction on mine, I was calling him Chris Callie. It's actually Curtis Callie, number 56, and I knew it was a C. So, Callie, I know if you'll be watching on the replay over the week, and I got a correction on you. By the way, Callie's a good kid. Every time I see him out in the stands and stuff, he says hi, and, he's just a nice, genuine kid. So, some of these kids, you get to know them, being in the stands with them, and I tell you, just a good group. Good group.
Time of possession for the first half. Braintree had the ball for 11 minutes and 17 seconds. Quincy, 10 minutes and 43 seconds. But that didn't really come into factor for the Presidents as they were able to score on their drives and possessions that they had. Also, Quincy, 3 fumble recoveries and an interception in the first half. So nice job by the Presidents defense to create those turnovers in the offense to take advantage of them.
Turnovers change the whole complexity of the game, and that's what you're looking over at the 22-0, and especially in that last drive for Braintree, when they fumbled down by the goal line there, and it deflated them. They were going to go in the halftime 22-6, 22-7, and now it's 22-0, but they get the ball to start the second half. So,
all right, Rita Lafty kicks it off for the Presidents. Ball's fielded at the 21-yard line by Braintree. And trying to see who the ball carries. So number 26 for Braintree, Christian Pava.
Yeah, another sophomore, 5'10", 160. Got the ball over there. So Braintree's over there playing a couple sophomores, Maybe the numbers are a little bit down, or maybe these players are really good and they have them out there. So we're going to see what happens with Braintree here in the first possession. Good kick coverage for Quincy. So that halftime seemed a little longer than usual, so, hopefully they didn't tighten up inside this locker room.
Garrett Cronin was the man who made the tackle for the Presidents on that play. 1st and 10 for the Womps, and they fake the handoff. It's an end around now to Drew Caruso over to the right side, and nice pursuit there by the Presidents. Caruso sneaks away, though, for an extra couple yards up to the 35-yard line.
Another sophomore, 5'9", 165. So they've had 3 sophomores in the mix right now. They're going to power run with number 39, but they're going to also come out with these jet sweeps and reverse jet sweeps and try to open up this field. I think for this offense to be successful, if you're gonna run that style, you're gonna have to open it up for 39. You just can't run them because Quincy's got it figured out in the middle.
2nd down and 2 from the 34. J.P. Salisbury on the carry, and somehow he got a yard on that play. He was met there by several Presidents, including coming in on the play there for the Presidents was Alex Leo, also number 77, Captain William Young.
Yeah, this style offense does not give you a fullback lead blocker. And, Javi Hanson-Fields does a fantastic job because he has that fullback to block for him. In this set, 39 doesn't have anybody to block for him unless you're pulling a guard or pulling a tackle. You don't have anybody else out there to block for you. You have to be an instinctive runner yourself. My opinion is if they put a fullback in front of him, he'd gain a lot more short yardage situations like that.
All right, well, speaking of short yards, 3rd and 1 now for Braintree. Salisbury on the carry. He has the first down anymore. Gets across the 40 and fights his way forward up to the 45-yard line. Nice run there by J.P. Salisbury.
A lot of trickery. You put a kid in motion, you fake the jet sweep, and you run it up the middle. This is where Quincy has to do a better job with gap responsibilities. Stay in your gaps, stay in your holes, stay in your little areas, because you can't be faked off of what Braintree's going to do right now. And they probably got in at halftime and says, let's get back to the basics of how we run our offense. Let's do some jet fakes. Let's put some kids in motion. Let's move some kids around like they are right now and fake them out.
1st and 10, and again with the reverse, and up goes number 23, Chris Leonard. He crosses into Quincy territory up to the 50, across the 50, up to the 48.
This is Braintree's strength. This is how you run this style offense. Plymouth South that runs this style offense. You're putting kids in motion, wing backs. You're doing trickery. You're trying to catch them off balance. And Braintree's come out right now and just trying to run this football. And, you got to be careful. At this point, they're running the football, but they, 2nd and 3, you can come out and throw a little pass. So Quincy's got to stay in their responsibilities. Discipline.
A ball at the Quincy 48-yard line. 2nd down and 3 for the Womps. Mahoney back to pass, rolling out, and it is incomplete. Alex Leo over there on the pressure for the Presidents.
They run this little fullback, a little bit of motion. It's like a very stuttered motion, number 45. They run him in a little bit of motion, and then they put him all into the flats. And I thought number 14, the quarterback, kind of drilled it in there. He didn't need to drill it. He could have did a little bit of extra, little soft touch pass, and it would have got in there, but he tried to drill it in there. So, Quincy's doing a great job. 3rd and 3.
Kenny Garcia Rosario over there on the breakup and defense as a defensive play, as well, for the Presidents. 3rd and 3 for the Braintree Womps now. Salisbury on the carry over the right side, and we might have a flag on this play. And I'm surprised we don't. Looked like a horse collar tackle, but Salisbury is going to get up to the, to the 44, as you see here on the replay, Noel.
He might get him from the jersey. Let's see what happens right here. Yep, he does. He gets the jersey instead of a horse collar. Now, if he got a little bit higher up, it would have been a horse collar, but he actually grabbed the jersey, so it was a very, very close call, and it could have went either way. But Callie, did a pretty good job on that, but, big number 39 got the first down.
All right, 1st and 10. Back to pass after the fake, play action fake, has him in downfield, and it is broken up there by Quincy. Ryan Turpin on a defensive play. Pass was intended for Brendan Smith.
Great play by Turpin. He might have had this interception, and that could have been their 5th turnover. But we'll see on the replay right here. It's a great break on the ball. The quarterback doesn't overthrow this time. Let's see this break here. He's got him beat a little bit, and Turpin makes up ground and puts his hand up. Great play.
2nd and 10 now for the Womps of Braintree. 7:44 left to go here in the 3rd quarter. And again, another reverse. Number 23, Chris Leonard has it. Good pursuit here by Quincy, not fooled by it. And Leonard's going to get back to the line of scrimmage, maybe half a yard on the play.
Jet sweep reverse, and I'll be honest with you, if they kept the jet sweep and didn't do the reverse, he had a lot of space here on the right side. So there's a lot of timing on this style offense, so this jet sweep reverse, and it has to come down complete, and Quincy does a great job with just staying in their areas, and you got to stay disciplined defensively. You can't over pursuit. Yep.
Sorry, no gain on that play. Abraham Hody in on the tackle for the Presidents. So 3rd and 10 now for Braintree. Mike Mahoney, the quarterback for Braintree, in the shotgun, rolling out to his right, looking downfield, passes downfield, has a man, and can't connect with him. Mitchell Nevins was the intended receiver.
Great coverage by Quincy. 14 overthrew it, the quarterback, and he had him, basically. He had him. So did a little trickery. They came back with the pass, and now they have to punt. At this point in the game, with a 4th and 10, it's hard to convert. If they'd made it 4th and 5, they scored 5 more yards. They made 5 more yards. They might have went for it. So maybe on that 3rd down to go and get the 5 yards and then set up the 4th and 5, they would have went for it. But now they got to punt.
Kevin Troy will kick it away for Braintree. High kick, and I'm not sure if a fair catch was called for. Noel, flag is thrown on the play. It looked like one of the Braintree defenders hit number 22, John Teixeira, who's coming up to make the play.
Yeah, you got to give him some room to catch the ball.
All right, what do you got here, Paul? Tell me.
I like the viewers to hear a little bit on the field.
Interference on the kick, 15-yard penalty. Interference, 15-yard penalty, 1st down.
Big break for Quincy.
All right, so that's a 15-yard penalty, and they're going to spot the ball. Let's see where they spot the ball, at the 25.
That would have been on the 10. So it gives them an extra 15. Now they have to start at the 25.
That's the first time from 25, as you mentioned. Jave Hanson Fields with the carry. Goes up the middle, and we'll get the first down for the Presidents. Nice job by Hanson Fields. Gets across to the 36 to move the chains.
Let's see the explosiveness on this replay. Jave Hanson Fields.
Or we'll see the field. Either way, which one? Well, there we go. Take a look at the replay here as we'll run it. Jave Hanson
I
Fields.
formation. Cardoso makes a little block on the end, and you know, Jave Hanson Fields finds his hole. He's going to take whatever he can and get the yardage that you need to get.
Nice job by him as well to dive for the first down. Got tripped up, gets across the 36 for the first down. Lamb looking to keep it himself, rolling out, trying to get to the corner, gets across the 35, and is brought down, maybe a gain of 2 on the play. We'll see where they spot the ball.
Lamb just rolls out in the pistol. Now your tailback, number 7, Hanson Fields, becomes a blocker. Cardoso's out there, and they only gain two couple yards. So they strung it out. Now you have the wide side of the field and the right side, so it's on the left hash.
All right, ball at the 38-yard line. Hanson Fields with a carry over to the right side, pushing the pile forward is Jave Hanson Fields, or pushing it back, I should say. Great job by him. He's going to get up to the 45.
I'll be honest with you, John. I talked to a lot of these Quincy players, and I'll tell you, they hit the weight room in the offseason big time. Jave Hanson Fields was living in that weight room. And, you know, he's doing well in the classroom as well. So, you know, he knows that everybody's out there, Division I scouts looking for Lamb. I'm going to run hard. He knows he's got the speed to the outside. What he has to prove to a Division I scout is I can run the ball up the middle and be a hard runner. And 7 does a phenomenal job with that.
Hanson Fields only a junior as well, so has another year back here at Quincy High School to show what he can do. Hanson Fields again on the carry,
Look
has
at
a big
this.
space,
Look at this.
crosses
He's gone.
it, and he's going to go all the way.
Let's see if 23 can beat it, can get him.
Big stiff out
Oh,
there.
he got him.
And a little premature in our call. No, we thought he was going to go. We've seen him do it so many times. Hanson Fields all the way up to the 10-yard line, as you'll see on the replay.
Chris Leonard, number 23, does a great job with speed. I mean, because Hanson Fields has speed. And the angle that 23 has, he just picks it up pretty good. You know, and he tried to get a stiff arm out there in the end, and he still gains about another 10 yards, so that's great. Chris Leonard, 5'8", 160, senior for Braintree.
All right,
Good
45-yard run there by Jave Hanson Fields all the way up to the 10-yard line. First and goal.
I talked about that two-way player, and Hanson Fields is playing both ways. He's played a lot of defense as well. So,
all right, 3 men behind James Lamb. Give it to Hanson Fields.
What a
Nice
move.
cut back there. Gets
What a
across the
move.
5-yard line. Fighting his way forward up to the 4. Great job there. That stutter step and cut by Jave Hanson Fields gained him 6 yards.
yeah, he's proven that he can run in the middle. If you can run an ISO, you can run, you know, right off tackle, and you can push it, you know, you can do all kinds of different moves in that type of space. You're a good running back, and I'll tell you, he's fantastic in there, and he's proven tonight that, you know, hitting that weight room and putting on some of that muscle, and you know, putting on some hits actually, because he's running hard out there. So, you know, some of 7's got to be close to 160 yards if we can get some.
191.
191.
All right, second and goal from the 4 now for the Presidents. They give it to Hanson Fields again, and he
he's
goes
in.
in for the touchdown. Jave Hanson Fields, he finishes off, and he puts another 6 points up on the board for the Presidents.
Well, Coach Reardon obviously is the play caller here as the offensive coordinator as well, and I'll tell you, he's been running the ball hard. You might as well give it to him. He's running hard. Let him try to get a score in there, and he does. So, you know, Coach Reardon will congratulate you a little bit by being the workhorse, and you know, Jave just does a great job. He ran all that way, and he put it in. It's going to be, you know, 195 yards rushing here. So.
All right, so we're going to look at their kick here, then we'll go look at the replay of the touchdown. Rita Lafty for the extra point. Good snap, good hold. Kick is up, and he splits the uprights. It is good. Nice job there by Rita Lafty, excuse me. So after the point, it is 28-0, and we'll take a look at the replay here on this drive that lasted 2 minutes and 58 seconds. We'll take a look at the replay here now as a mention of the touchdown.
Power eye, motion, get right through, find out whatever space, get your head in there, and get the touchdown. And that's what Hanson Fields does, right off of Berganzi, Leo, Cardosa. Get behind those big fullbacks. Fullback / tight ends, we call them. Quincy's making a statement here, 29-0. 3:37 left in the third quarter.
All right, Lafty kicks it off. It's going to be fielded at the 16-yard line by Braintree. Nice return here by Braintree. They're going to get across the 40 and brought down at the 43-yard line.
Not a bad return by Braintree.
It was Justin Dutcher on the return. And they're going to spot the ball, I said, at the 43.
I see a lot of underclassmen playing for Braintree. I don't know. I don't want to call it a rebuilding year by using the underclassmen, but you see a lot of sophomores out there with a few seniors at the skilled positions, you know. Number 45, Derek Anson, the captain. You know, he's kind of the tight end / fullback.
And Quincy has to call a timeout. Looks like they only had 10 men on the field.
Timeout, Quincy.
Javi Hanson Fields are giving a little break here. They put Cook in the game for him. So they're going to have to monitor him with, you know, he's got a lot of touches tonight. He's probably got around 22 carries on that 195 yards. So he's been the workhorse. And defensively, he might lead a little breather just to get a little rest and if they need to use him later in the game offensively.
A little confusion here on Quincy's part. And coming in, trying to make the tackle for Quincy was number 72, Devon Pierce. Ball carry got away, and they're going to be bringing him down at the 45. And one of the Quincy presidents is down. Looks like Ryan Turpin is down holding his hand. Maybe we can take a look at the replay and see what happened.
Yep. I think Quincy's using a couple substitutions, and he's got him in the backfield here, number 72, and he just couldn't wrap him up, and 39 doesn't want to go down, and we'll see Turpin here on the tackle here. You know, last week, John, it was a little heat wave going on. We had some of the temperatures in the 90s, and you know, it's kind of cooled down a little bit getting into the September fall weather, and it's cooled down here tonight. You know, so the weather is definitely changing already. Where last Saturday was around 90 degrees and very humid.
So yeah, I know last week when we were setting up, like you said, it was pushing 90 degrees when we were setting up here for the North Quincy game against Medford. All right, Mahoney back to pass for Braintree, and it's incomplete. Pass was intended for number 45, Captain Derek Anson.
Try to push him into the flats and try to run a little bit, and you know, Braintree's got to try to do something on this drive. It's just momentum's all in Quincy's area. Another thing is North Quincy's playing Boston Latin tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock. So there's probably a couple, you know, some North Quincy players here watching the game.
It's not too often where Quincy, North Quincy has a Friday night off where they can scout the other team. So I'm sure North Quincy is here, and probably a lot of teams here scouting out this Quincy President's team. Mike Mahoney passes, and it's complete. He finds his tight end up to the 40-yard line, to Quincy territory, fighting his way up to the 30, and that's where he's finally brought down. Derek Anson, again, with the big run, catch and run for the Braintree Womps.
This is the first time I've seen him really into the mix on carrying the ball, and, you know, he's a captain. He's probably in the huddle going, can I get a ball and run with it? So they put him out into the flats, and you know, if Braintree's going to be successful, they're going to have to use other touches like this, and you know, Quincy's not going to know who to go. They've been going to 39 the whole game, Salisbury, so they might as well get the other captain involved in the VIX.
All right, 1st and 10, ball at the Quincy 31-yard line. Mahoney again looking to pass. And gets out of the pocket, looking. He's being pressured, and he's going to get sacked. Nice job by the Presidents. First man in was number 35, Garrett Cronin.
And, Garrett Cronin had a big game last week. He had a play early in the game, before the half. They couldn't get in. We're going to see the replay here, and I'll talk a little bit about Garrett Cronin. Let's see them. And Bergonzi gets out here, and 14 makes a great move, the quarterback, and he gets just outside of Bergonzi. But Cronin, one of the linebackers, comes up and makes a great pursuit and comes in and makes the tackle.
That's a loss of 2 on the play. Mahoney hands the ball off, number 23, Chris Leonard. He finds a hole. He's going to get across the 30 and up to about the 26-yard line.
Garrett Cronin had this big sack last week, number 35. He caught the kid from behind the quarterback on a bootleg, and it would have been a score before the half, and it would have changed. It would have been like 7-7. Big turning point of the game, as Coach Reardon would say, in the Quincy Sun, that Cronin made a great sack on a 4th down and 2. And the momentum switched in the halftime, and they came out, and Quincy beat up on Malden Catholic in the second half. Oh, there's an offsides over here.
Yeah, it certainly was. Wide receiver number 41 for Braintree, Kevin Troy, was trying to get a jump start, but he was too early on the jump start.
Also, Cronin's got 7 tackles tonight. So we've talked about a lot of different names defensively for Quincy. A lot of guys have gotten into the mix and made some good tackles. So they're going to funnel in some other kids and see other players in there and let's try to get some fresh legs. So you'll see a little bit more substitutions.
All right, so that penalty brings Braintree back 5 yards, 3rd down and 10.
17 different guys on Quincy have made tackles. So they've had a lot of kids in there splitting the tackles up, I guess I'd say.
Mahoney looking to pass, being pursued, and gets out of harm's way for right now. Fires downfield, has a man, and it is
what a play.
Incomplete. Rita Lafta comes over, and great job there by Rita Lafty to break up that play.
Sometimes you beat like that, and instead of going for the ball, you go to strip it out, and he just makes a great play. And we're going to watch the replay here. He gets out of this. Number 77, Young, is getting in there, and he has 14 in the grasp. Holte gets it, almost has him, and the quarterback elates it, and he's going down the field to throw it up here, and watch 21 come over and just break the ball out. Great play. Quincy's had 5 breakups and 1 interception tonight, so, defenders, DBs, corners, and safeties doing a great job.
All right, 4th and 10 here for the Womps. Mahoney back to pass, looking, fires downfield, and it is incomplete. Wow. Off the fingertips of Justin Dutcher, and it'll be a turnover on downs.
Just out of the stretch of the receiver.
Take a look at the replay, Noel, of that last play. Again, pass was intended for Justin Dutcher.
Mahoney's been off just a little bit tonight, and it's almost like a tip ball, and it looks like it comes up with a one-handed, and you just can't bring it down. And Quincy's going to take the ball here on turnover downs.
No, Braintree's had probably about 4 or 5 opportunities like that where they've had open receivers and it's either been overthrown or off the fingertips or whatever it might be. Just couldn't do anything tonight. That Braintree drive was 2 minutes and 54 seconds. They've had the ball, Noel, for 7 minutes and 15 seconds this quarter, but could not do anything with the ball. Nice job by the defensive pressure by the Presidents. All right, ball goes Jave Hanson Fields. He's trying to make something happen, trying to avoid some ball tackles, and he's going to fight his way up to the 35-yard line.
Just when Braintree was getting something going, getting some flow, they make one bad play and they get, a negative yardage, and what becomes a 2nd and 5 becomes a 3rd and 9, and the next thing you know, you're out of that range of getting those good plays, and you have to start changing your play call.
All right, so Quincy's going to let the clock tick away, and after 3 quarters of play, the Presidents 29 and the Womps 0. Again, big change, a big momentum change possibly by Quincy to hold off the Womps on that 4th and 10. The Womps had an opportunity, but they could not convert, and Quincy looking good here. Again, 29-0. nice job there by them on the defense to prevent Braintree from getting on the board on that last drive.
I see Bob Bosworth from the Quincy Sun down there too in some pictures, and he's still here, 29-0, going into the fourth quarter, taking more pitches. So I'll tell you, that guy does a great job, hand in hand with QATV, getting the pictures and the write-ups in the Quincy Sun. You know, it's becoming the paper of the city.
Time of possession, Braintree 18 minutes and 32 seconds, Quincy 14:28. But again, there was a 7 minutes and 15 seconds Braintree had it in the third quarter, but could not do anything with it. So Quincy's now going to get the ball back for the first play of the fourth quarter. Ball's going to be on their own 34-yard line. They'll bring up the 35-yard line, and it'll bring up a second down and 6. Quincy love to get a couple more points on the board here, maybe give their starters a little bit of a rest for the rest of the fourth quarter. All right, Lamb under center. Hanson Fields, and he's going to get tripped up in the backfield there. Looks like J.P. Salisbury made the tackle.
It was almost like a blitz by Braintree. They got in there. They got Garrett Cronin in there at fullback right now. Cardoso went both ways. He's been going both ways, so I want to give him a little bit of rest and put Cronin in there. He's also the inside linebacker, so they're going to try to get some substitutions, like you said, John. And you know, this type of night, you know, it's 29-0. The game isn't over yet, but you do not want to get any injuries. You don't want to get anybody hurt for the week, next week, or into the rest of the season. So you're going to be cautious at the same time.
Number 29, Jerry Martin, the captain, was the man who made that tackle on the last play, not Salisbury. Pitch goes to Hanson Fields, trying to make something happen out of nothing right there. He cuts back up into the inside of the play, and he'll get up to the 35-yard line for a gain of 1.
And they're still working Hanson Fields, I'll tell you. Trying to get him some more touches and, you know, just eat up the clock, basically. We're in the fourth quarter and, you know, 9:50 and running, and, you know, you just want to run the ball, keep the clock moving, stay in bounds.
So 4th and 6 will force a Quincy kick. And Atlanta does a nice job getting the ball away. Going to be field. Actually, ball comes loose and right into the hands of number 2, Armani Cardoso. Talk about the right place at the right time for Cardoso.
Another turnover for Braintree, and Quincy capitalizes. They're right there. We're going to see the replay on this, and, you know, it looks like it's going to be a clean punt return, and it just bounces off of number 25, I believe. You see in the camera here. Oh, he comes up, it's a little short, and, you know, Cardoso's right there. Two-way player, they took him out of the game at fullback. He says, I'm going to go down on the punt and get the football, and he does.
Why not, right? All right, so Cardoso recovers the fumble.
So right now they're going to switch quarterbacks, and I think that's a smart move. They got Jose Garcia, the 17, the junior.
Garcia's going to hand it off to number 22, John Teixeira.
You know, when Teixeira is a 10th grader, he's only a sophomore. Definitely a rising star. I had to coach against him. He played for the West Quincy Elks, and his whole career as a West Quincy Elks, they won 4 championships in a row with him. So, kid is just a phenomenal player. So, and here he is at the high school level, already out there as a sophomore. So, we'll see what kind of moves he has. And he plays behind Javi Hanson Fields as the tailback, but he's also played on kick returns and punt returns. So. Jose Garcia is another kid I actually coached for the Quincy Point Panthers a few years ago as well. So starting to see some kids floating up into these positions at Quincy High School.
Quincy was ready to come to the huddle, and the official told him to go back. Oh, they were waiting for one of the Braintree players to get off the field. I missed that. That was number 65, Matthew Gillis, the senior. Gets off the field for Braintree. Hopefully he's okay. 2nd and 9 now for the Presidents. Again, Jose Garcia, and he's going to call a timeout.
It looks like Braintree's setting up for some blitzes, and at this point in the game, they're just going to gamble and try to get the ball back. And Jose Garcia right away says, let me call a timeout because there's somebody we need to put in the game, or he saw something he didn't like, and the best thing to do is to call a timeout. Jose Garcia is obviously Kenny Garcia's younger brother, 34 on the cornerback position. So the 2 Garcia brothers are out there tonight.
8:54 left to go in the ball game. 29-0 Quincy on top. And handoff goes to Teixeira, and he is going to be brought down at the 40.
Wasn't a clean snap, and they blitzed and they got through, and Teixeira didn't have much to do on that run. There was a defender right on him. Bring up a 3rd and 14. Jeff Hennessy has been doing the games for quite a while now. He's in the PA announcer, and no, not tonight.
I don't think that's Jeff over there tonight. No, I'm not too sure who that is over there right
Sounds
now.
like him. I was actually saying it, and I was saying the same thing. He said 3rd and 14. Like an echo in here.
Garcia again under center for the Presidents. He comes in to replace James Lamb. Flags thrown on the play. Officials trying to sort out what happened. And it's going to be a false start against the
Quincy,
Presidents.
5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
So I'll move it back to the 45-yard line. Remain 3rd down. Coming up on 8 minutes left to go in the ball game. So handoff goes to number 35, Garrett Cronin.
Carried by number 35, Garrett Cronin.
Quincy tried to do some stuff here, and they got a lot of negative yards. Braintree's up on the line. They know the second players were in the second string, and they just went out with some all-out blitzes. And maybe they should have did that against the first string. It's becoming very successful in the blitzes. So here it's a 4th down and 21, and they're going to punt.
James Lamb back in to kick the ball away for Quincy. And line drive kick. And might have touched the Braintree player, but Braintree's going to recover it. Got a little lazy there on the recovery. I shouldn't say lazy. It was a tough play there. It was a ground ball. And, of course, trying to pick up the football like that is tough. But Braintree is going to take over on their own 5-yard line.
Sets up bad field position for Braintree. It's been a really tough break night for Braintree with all these turnovers and misplays and miscues. It seems like nothing's really gone Braintree's way tonight, and everything's gone Quincy's way. And Quincy making a statement here at home. Being on the road for the very first game, they beat Malden Catholic 33-0, and here they are with a 29-0 winning here late in the 4th quarter here. So let's see how Quincy can finish out this game.
Hand off to J.P. Salisbury, has some space over to the left side, trying to fight his way, and he's going to pick up a 1st down across the 20 up to the 22.
Quarterback 17, Jose Garcia there on the tackle. Got him out there on defense as well. So they got some substitutions in there, and big number 39, Salisbury, says, hey, game's not over for me. I'm still going to run hard.
Assuming Java Hanson-Fields doesn't come back in for the ball game, he's done for the night, we're assuming. He had 26 carries for 199 yards and 2 touchdowns, so great night for Java Hanson-Fields. Handoff for Braintree goes number 3, Drew Caruso over to the right side, and he's finally brought out of bounds by Garcia. They're going to mark him down at the 42, or out of bounds, excuse me, at the 42.
Yeah, Braintree's going to try to drive here against his second-team defense for Quincy and see if they can score. So it's almost like the JV crew, the junior varsity crew is out there second string.
Hanson Fields had 190 yards last year in game number 2 against Braintree, so topped his best effort there. And big hole there for number 23 for Braintree, Chris Leonard. He gets across the 50-yard line deep into Quincy territory up to the 30.
And Braintree's driving here. Remember, they started on their 5-yard line and they've drive down to the 30 now. So
First and 10, Braintree at the Quincy 30-yard line.
Quincy's got to stay in their responsibilities and play your position and do your job.
Salisbury getting the carry over the right side. Across the 25 with 20 at 15-10. Trying to get brought down there. Garcia's over there. Also over there for the Presidents was Cody Desmond.
Salisbury's got to have over 100 yards now rushing. We'll get a couple quick stat on him. He's still running the ball hard.
All right, first and goal at the 5-yard line. Salisbury has 130 yards rushing on 18 attempts. And they're going to give it to him. Nice job by the Presidents. Try to stack him up. He's going to go down to the 2, it looks like. We'll see where they spot him. And, yeah, they spot the ball at the 2-yard line for J.P. Salisbury. So second and goal for the Womps. Coming up on 5 minutes to go in the game. Salisbury with it, and he's going to go into the end zone for 6 points.
95-yard drive for Braintree. Probably knocked off about 4 minutes, 4.5 minutes off the clock. Just came out and ran the ball down there against the second strings, or second group out there.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you are parked in front of the entrance of the parking lot, you need to move your car.
All right, Braintree's going to go for 2. Salisbury gets the ball again. Same plays. They ran a touchdown, and he punches it in for the touchdown. Drive lasted 1 minute and 53 seconds, and with the 2-point conversion, 29-8 is our score.
A lot less than what I thought. I thought we started at 9:40. It was a little bit before that, a little bit later than that. Salisbury running hard. He doesn't think the game is over. It's 29-8. It's a 21-point game. Let's see if Braintree comes out with an onside kick. At this point of the game, like I said, you don't want to get anybody hurt. So it's kind of an option just to, take them out of the game. Like a kid like James Lamb, you don't probably want him here down the stretch. We got a lot of football to play here in the season, 7-game season. Before the playoffs, if you make it, if you don't, you still play your Thanksgiving Day game, regardless of the playoff format. And if you're still in the playoffs after Thanksgiving, you go into it. So, a little different setup. It's very similar to a lot of other states with the playoff system than before, and you get one winner for each division.
All right, Braintree kicks it deep. Fielded by Hanson Fields at the 13-yard line. Over to the left side, across the 25 up to the 30, still on his feet, and will get tackled now at the 36-yard line.
Little update with Duxbury. Bridgewater Raynham's up 21-0 against Duxbury after the third quarter. So, Duxbury and Bridgewater holds off. Bridgewater Raynham holds off with Duxbury. Duxbury be 0-2. Like I said earlier in the cast, Quincy's, this is their season to really do something. You got James Land in his 3rd season as a starting quarterback. You got Hanson Fields in his 2nd year, basically running the ball and kickoff and punt returns. And you got a big offensive line. And, you know, this could be the season for Quincy. It's an early prediction.
All right, 1st and 10. And Garcia hands the ball off. Looks like it's number 22 again, John Teixeira on the carry. Teixeira again on the carry.
Tackle made by number 41 of Braintree, Kevin Troy.
Quincy's just going to eat up the clock and run some plays up the middle and see if they can make some yardage and get a first down. You know, Quincy's not had any positive yards here with the second group. Braintree's put on some great penetration. And
second down and 11 now for the Presidents. Pitch over to Teixeira. And again, he's hitting the backfield, and they blow the whistle. And John Teixeira took a little it was personal there that they blew the whistle, but they kept on going. Spot the ball back at the 33-yard line. Just getting an update from Martin Dunham that Silver Lake and Malden Catholic are tied at 14 with about under a minute left to go. So we'll see that if Malden Catholic wins that game, that'll be good for Quincy.
that's right. Going from the points.
And Teixeira again on the carry. Nice stiff on there by him. He crosses the 35. And he'll get up to about the 38-yard line. Nice run there by number 22, John Teixeira.
You know, Braintree's in a tough conference, a tough division. They play the Bay State, they play Weymouth, they play Milton. So they have a tough schedule, and they play a couple non-leaguers, which are tough. So, you know, they don't have any weak teams that they play. Quincy's come out this year playing a Catholic Conference team, regardless. It's a Catholic school, and Malden Catholic are going to get kids that, you know, are going to play against the big schools, the Xaverians, the BC Highs, and maybe the St. John's Preps. They'll play all those big schools. So Catholic Memorials.
Nice kick by Lamb, and ball comes loose again, and Braintree jumps on it. Braintree is certainly going to be working on that, Noel, in practice come this week. This ball goes all the way back to the 20-yard line.
Little sloppy on just, you know, who's going to take the ball and who has an initiative back there. You got to hold on to the football, the varsity games.
All right, so 2:23 left to go here in the ball game. Again, Quincy on top, 29-8.
Plymouth North lost to Dennis Yarmouth tonight, 20-14. So, you know, Plymouth North now in the division. They're 0-2. Martin Dunham has told us that, you know, one of their running backs, the 5'4" great speedster that says 1,800 yards, has been out with the injury, so it's really hurt them. You just never know when he's going to come back and whether he'll be back for the Quincy-Plymouth North game. So at the same token, you can't go by always the records. There's always going to be injuries involved in games. And, you know, one thing I talked to the coaches and the players on Quincy is, you know, they took a couple teams lightly last year, and it came back to haunt them. They lost 3 games by that 1 point, and you can't take anybody lightly in high school football. Anybody can come out on any given night and beat you. Sometimes there's injuries involved. Sometimes it's just not a good night. You have turnovers like tonight, and you just got to go out and take care of business every game you play.
All right, number 2, Mitchell Nevins is in at quarterback now for Braintree. Ball carry goes up to the 30-yard line.
Richard Brown. Tackle made by number 17 of Quincy, Jose Garcia. Gain of 9 yards on the carry.
Derek Richards Brown on the carry on that last play for Braintree.
Good pursuit by Quincy, and Jose Garcia, the quarterback's in there on another tackle. He's been doing a pretty good job there.
Dan Valicenti on the carry for Braintree. He's going to move the chains up to the 32-yard line. Minute 30 left to in the ball game. Number 36 gets the handoff. Casey Blumenthal.
36 of Braintree, Casey Blumenthal. Tackle made by number 9 of Quincy.
It looks like Braintree's put in their second unit as well. So you see a second unit against a second unit, so or second teams.
Second down and 5.
5-yard gain there by Blumenthal for the Braintree Womps. Mitchell Nevins, quarterback in.
Offsides.
And flags thrown.
This is a great opportunity if you're a second team player on either team to show something. You go out there on the second team and you do something that's a little extra special, maybe you find your way into the starting lineup. So, you know, it's never okay, the game's over. You're still playing football. Coach Reardon's watching these second team players and seeing which kid, if there's an injury or something happens in the future, whether you're going to put this kid into a football game.
Nevins back to pass, looking, and he's going to get flushed out of the pocket, keep the ball himself, and he's finally brought down there. Big hit put on Nevins by number 22, John Teixeira.
Yeah, that Teixeira is a great player. He's we'll probably be hearing his name a lot more in the coming year. He's behind Jave Hanson-Fields on offense, obviously. Defensively, he's in the linebacker position. He's not a very big kid, but I'll tell you, he's a great tackler. And he's a kid we're going to hear a lot of even this year into the next year or the years to come.
All right, 20 seconds left in the game. This will most likely be the last play. Nevins hands it off, and nice pursuit there by Quincy to make the tackle. Nia Dompkin coming in there, number 88 for the Presidents, to make the tackle. And that is the end of the game. Nice job by Quincy High School to wrap that up on a strong note. So final score, Quincy 29 and the Braintree Womps 8. So good effort there by Quincy, Noel. We talked about it all night long. Jave Hanson-Fields, he is one of the best running backs in the state. Tag teaming one of the best quarterbacks in the state, James Lamb. So you mentioned a big 1-2 punch here for Quincy. Hanson-Fields, 26 carries, 199 yards rushing, and 2 touchdowns. James Lamb had a rushing touchdown himself. Armani Cardoso with a rushing touchdown. Lamb was 1 for 3 passing for 45 yards. That completion was to Andrew Cook. It was a spectacular catch, an acrobatic catch by Cook down the left sideline all the way down to the 7-yard line. And that next play, Cardoso punched it in for the touchdown. On the other side of the ball for Braintree, J.P. Salisbury, senior captain for the Womps, had 20 carries for 135 yards and 1 touchdown. He was the lone shining star here tonight for Braintree.
Quincy did a great job tonight. They capitalized on all those turnovers and made some great plays and made some touchdowns out of it. They scored 29 points. Quincy's been able to score some points, 33 last week, 29 tonight. They let up 1 touchdown, obviously, against that second team, but still a great job by Quincy overall. You know, they're going to go up in the standings. You know, they're at 16. They started out for 23 in the state. They're at 16. I see them moving up a couple more slots. Braintree, nothing to hang their heads about except for the fact that there was some turnovers in there. They just couldn't get the momentum going in tonight's game. Quincy, I think, is on a bye week, correct me if I'm wrong. They're going to have to rest up everybody. And, having a bye week, what's great about that is you can work on a lot of things that, you have 2 weeks to kind of prepare for the next game. And, that's going to give you a lot of time to open up the playbook and do some new stuff. Okay, this is what worked in the first 2 games that we've done. These are where we need to make some improvements with if we want to be successful. A lot of other teams that they're going to be playing down the road are definitely going to be watching these films and keying in on certain play calls and formats and formations. So every week you got to be switching up what you're doing. Quincy's going to be at Whitman-Hanson on the 26th. Is their next game. So Whitman-Hanson, the Panthers, are definitely going to key in on them and watch some game film from the last 2 games, Malden Catholic and Braintree, and key in on what they've been doing. They're going to be going on the road, Quincy, so they're going to have to do a really good job on playing on the road. They had a good home schedule last year, and they couldn't finish out with the away games. They're going to have to go out and make a statement. Bye week, then they go to Whitman Hanson, and hopefully Quincy will be 3-0. We got Boston Latin tomorrow with North Quincy here, and they'll have a home game in the morning.
All right, so our next game here at the stadium will be North Quincy against Plymouth South, another of those teams that have come into the Patriot League this year. Both Plymouth teams coming into the Patriot League. So Plymouth South is in the same division as North Quincy, and that'll be North Quincy's first league game of the season here at the stadium. Again, on September 26th. I want to thank all of our crew that came out here tonight. We had a fantastic crew, a great large crew, and certainly glad for all their efforts here tonight. We mentioned Martin Dunham up here in the booth, our statistician, feeding us all these stats throughout the night, so we want to thank Martin for his hard work. On camera, we had Peter Doherty up here in the booth on the game camera. We had Frank Hogan, Glenn Busher, Carol Themin, Andrew Corbett, Anna El Tori, Maureen Conway, all of them in the truck on the camera. I want to thank also down on the field Carol, Andrew, and Anna. It was the first time for Carol and Andrew down the field. They did a great job, and they had the expertise help of Anna El Tori down there to help them and guide them through. So we want to thank all of them. In the truck all night, we had Grace Busher on graphics and replay, Chris Potter, our engineer, and Bill Early, our director, our executive producer, Elizabeth Campbell. So again, final score here at the stadium. The Quincy Presidents come out with a decisive victory over the Braintree Romps. 29-8 is the victory. So Quincy goes to 2-0, and they're well on their way, hopefully, to a playoff run here in Division II South. So again, for Noel DeBona, my name is Jonathan Caleri. We want to thank you for watching this edition of QATV Sports. We'll see you back on September 29th. September 26th. Thanks again. See you then.